You can skip this intro. I have a low attention span too, so don't worry about it.
I love you, David.
Yeah. Yes. I think the thing about cartoon characters is like you can imagine how they would look. Like you can just choose how they would look. You know? She looked like Marceline, and she pop a beat, and she rock with me. I pull up to the scene. She's a feast from Mary ice cream. Meet me at the tree, and she asked, "Are you scared of me?"
MU3KOS, also known as Monocular Universalny UC-KOS. It's one of the more unique monoculars you will encounter on the European second-hand market for night vision. MU3KOS was almost exclusively used by Polish military and its police force. It's made in Warsaw by PCO. They're relatively cheap depending on the condition of the housing and what tubes they come installed with. From Polish military, natively, they are equipped with Photonis XT4 and XR5 image intensifier tubes. Most of them are also in white phosphor. MU3s that turn up in civilian market are either surplus old military equipment or devices that have fallen off trucks. And trust me, this device can take more than just a fall. They are completely made out of aluminium and, while at it, only manage to weigh 8 grams more than a standard pvs14 at 358 grams, with batteries included. They are also a few centimeters shorter than a pvs14 and can use pvs14 ocular and objective lens attachments like the mist shields and the cup retainers. Unlike pvs14, the MU3 is symmetrical and has 2 attachment points for arms. At first sight, they look like mini rails, but if you ever try to use a mini rail on a MU3, it will be held up by hopes and dreams, as the MU3 rail is quite a bit smaller compared to the US mini rail that's common today. From factory, they come with a monocular arm, binocular arm, and a helmet mount. I have never seen the monocular arm sold anywhere on the internet, but my friend bargain bin operator has provided me pics of the binocular bridge. The helmet mount that is usually included with the issued MU3 is direct copy of USGI Rhino 1. The mount at my disposal was clearly surplus because of its condition or was damaged during falling off a Polish army truck. Anyway, to my personal setup. I own 2 MU3 monoculars. One is in a better condition than the other. Externally, the best way to describe them is they look pretty scuffed. Both are missing paint, have unmatching power supplies. One of the objective lenses has what looks to be cleaned with sandpaper, and it's also missing its rubber furniture. That being said, both MU3s have retained their functionality, and even though the scratches, I can't say that they have lost any of their optical quality. MU3's Zone 1 and 2 clarity can be compared to US Carson lenses, but drops off at Zone 3. Also, other disadvantage of MU3 is relatively short eye relief, but it's enough to fit glasses in between your eyeballs and the device. Both of them are equipped with white phosphor XT4 image intensifiers, like in the Polish military. But they aren't the original tubes to the housings as I got them empty. I run them either sped apart with a 3D printed J-arm when I'm sharing them with my friends, or on a Falcon Glow Brano bridge when I run them in binocular configuration. Their collimation lines up pretty good without correction, as they were intended to run in a binocular configuration if unit has any leftover knots. This is really lucky, as after collimation from the factory, they glued objective lens threads in place that are used to collimate the devices, and I really don't feel like going through the process of trying to melt the glue by cooking or boiling my housings. Another cool feature of MU3 is that it can use a whole arsenal of different batteries, as long as they are under 3 volts and can fit in the battery compartment. For example, one of the housings is set up with a removable longer spring to use CR123s, but natively they are meant to use AA batteries. In conclusion, the MU3 is an awesome small rugged device that can definitely be a valid option compared to a standard pvs14 if you need something that can take a beating, especially when you can pick up an empty housing for around 800 euros compared to a 1000 euro price tag of a pvs14 housing kit. Pair it with a budget XT4 for around 1000 euros and you will get an awesome device. Even though MU3s are beginning to pop up less and less on the second-hand market, you should keep your eyes peeled, as my set should pop up there any minute, as I have reserved myself a new interesting binocular device that I'm going to review as soon as I'm allowed. Be on the lookout for that. Take care.